Sorry, I've been meaning to do this for so long, and I'm sorry that it's taken me so long. Yeah, so we're gonna have some more Among the Lilies episodes brought to you in Gaming, Austria. So I recorded a few last week, which I'm really excited about. They were really blessed and beautiful. Here, I'll give you a quick tour behind me. Look at this. Isn't this glorious? Ah, here's the Cartauza. I don't know, can you see it? The sun's right in my eyes. Hopefully you can see this gorgeous old monastery. It is so beautiful. I can't figure the best way to, so it's really bright over here. The sun is out. I am so grateful. Yeah, praise the Lord. I'm so grateful that the sun is out. So I just came to sit and pray for a moment behind the Cartauza, behind this beautiful old um, Carthusian monastery, and I'll show. I've been putting pictures and things up on Instagram, but I'll try to put more up here on YouTube for you as well. But I just wanted to take a minute and just give you a little update on life. And I've been getting a lot of questions about Lent and about what I'm doing for fasting on Fridays, and so I thought I'd just take a minute and answer those questions. So I'm going to just give you a brief update and then share about Lent. I had this, I don't know, it's been a very Lenty Lent, a good Lent, but yeah, I think sometimes it's easy to look at others. So I had an experience the other day at Mass, and my kids were just correcting each other and like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, or you got to make sure you got to do that. And sometimes I think we can turn into little Lenten police. We went to Divine Liturgy and they say Alleluia, and my kids were all like, "Oh my goodness, they said the A word! You can't say the A word!" And it's like, it's okay. Like, yes, we don't. Oh yay, the that's the bells. Here, I'll turn this way so you can see the. Here, let's see if I can talk to you and you see the monastery in the background. Maybe not. It's very, very bright. But I just thought it was a neat, I don't know, it reminded me to not be focused on others and policing them in their Lent. And like when our eyes are focused on them, we can't be focusing on what the Lord's trying to do in our hearts. I have a child who's in a cast right now, and she gave up gluten and dairy for Lent, and then also sweets. So she's just given herself like a really strict penance, and which is fine. Like, it's good, it's beautiful, but she's also in a cast now and having a hard time getting from point A to B. And so Matt was like, you can eat sweets and chocolates and you can put your foot up and it's okay. And she's like, I'm not gonna stop doing what I said I was gonna do for Lent, and it's like, okay, that's okay, but this is like self-imposed, so it's good. But I also think we need to look at, okay, Lord, what are you calling me to here? Like, what are you trying to teach me? So one thing that I've taken on is doing the Chaplet of Divine Mercy, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been so beautiful. And so that's part of why I came out here. I was like, I'm gonna go for a walk, I'm gonna find a spot to sit in the sun, and I'm gonna pray my Chaplet of Divine Mercy. And I don't know, it's just been so lovely. And I feel like the Lord is teaching me about his goodness and his mercy and in through it. And just, I don't know, like, I think sometimes I can be worried about all these other things and just surrendering them over. So in the beginning, I was really praying it for Meredith, for my sister and her cancer. And I have other people that have just been really big on my heart. So just like entrusting them to the Lord and surrendering them over. And it's been beautiful. And it's been like I don't know, something that I've added on that's been a gift, but it hasn't really been a chore, which has been nice. And then, yeah, just sticking with my normal, giving up most foods, fruits, vegetables, grains, all the things, sugar, sticking to those, and choosing to do it for love, like trying to make it an act of love versus, oh, this is what I have to do. Because when I get in a mindset of this is what I have to do, it's so much harder. And yeah, it's so much harder. And I just, I don't want to do it. And it's not giving glory to the Lord. And it's me complaining and grumbling. And I don't know, maybe you've had a really great Lent and you're not grumbling at all. Or maybe you've kind of fallen into it a little bit like me. And I just want to encourage you to reset your eyes on Christ and just do it for love of Him, and ask to be able to do it with great joy, because I think there's so many times when we can do it for joy. When I'm in a good place, it's so much better, and I know the Lord's working in and through my heart that much more, that much greater. People have asked me to do it for Fridays for Lent, and so I'm doing broth, like bone broth, and on a like my ideal Friday is just bone broth and water. But I listen to my body. Like I listen to my body and I see what it needs. And so the other Friday I had salmon that was amazing and I ate so much of it and it was so delicious. And I feel like my body really needed that. And so I had a lot of it. And otherwise I just had broth all day and water, and it was good to fast. Like the church is so wise. Like fasting's a thing now, right? I feel like same with beads, like when we, like, I don't know, the church in her beauty and goodness, yeah, like I feel like there's like worry beads and all these other forms of like, oh, if you have these beads or peace beads or whatever, but the church in her wisdom like tells us these things and gives us these things. And same with fasting, it's always been a part of the church. And we have seasons of greater fasting, but we also have seasons of feasting, and it's beautiful and amazing. And hello from Texas, yay. I know, isn't this beautiful? This place really is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm so blessed. It's so easy to see God in it. That's one thing I'm really loving about being here. Our house is just on the other side, so you can see the church, and then just like on the other side of that house is our house. It's just down that way. And so it's like really easy to pray here. So we have mass, daily mass every day at noon, and it's just so easy, and it's part of our routine. Hello from Brazil. So fun. I love people from all over the world. Yeah, and so I find it so easy to like get into a rhythm, and having that anchor of mass every day, like it's just easy. I don't know. It's easier to live out the faith, and then like there's praise and worship certain nights, and there's a I actually haven't done it, but there's this Stations of the Cross hike that I was gonna do, but I didn't want to be too far in case my daughter with a hurt foot needed me. But I'm going to do it. And it's just, I don't know, the way of life here. So everything's closed today. It's Sunday. You couldn't go shopping if you wanted. And I think it's so good to sit and rest. I don't know what you're thinking. Cameron, you're recording a video on Sunday. You're working. I don't really find this work. Like I'm sitting, hello from the Philippines. So fun. I'm sitting in God's beauty and nature and surrounded by his goodness and admiring him and just reflecting. I'm a external processor, so by me chatting with y'all, I feel like it also helps me look at my heart and where I'm at. And yeah, so ideally, as I was saying on Fridays, I'm fasting from meat, but I have had a Friday where I was like, I just need beef, and I've had some, and I've prayed, and I've taken on other forms of penance, and I don't think the Lord's like disappointed in me. So I think you just need to listen. Like I think it's different when you're like, oh my goodness, I just had to have that cheeseburger. It's like, well, come on, you can make it. Like my body's just very sensitive. But like this past Friday, I just did broth and butter. I probably had like 3 sticks of butter, and I froth it, and I put it in with hot water, and it tastes caramely when I do brown butter bites. So I take butter and I put it on the stove and I brown it, and then I put it in a pan and freeze it, and then they're like, I think they taste like caramels. The funny thing is, I got together with a bunch of friends last night. I'm like, they're so delicious, y'all should try them. And one of my friends like practically choked on it and almost spit it out. And she's like, this is so disgusting. And I loved her honesty, and I was like, oh yeah, well, you have real caramels and you have like a large variety of diet, but when we limit ourselves to just certain things. And she was saying the same thing, like she went off sugar for a really long time, and she said that she remembered like she could taste just the sweetness in fruits, and she didn't need it. Like her body wasn't pining for it. And I think Lent's a really good time for us, whatever it is that we've given up. Maybe it's sweets. But when we have that desire, so like on Fridays, and I'm like, oh, I just really want a steak. And it's like, all right, Lord, I love you, and I thank you for these hunger cues. And let me tell my body that it's not the boss, that I'm the boss, right? And Lord, you're the boss. Let me offer this up for love of you, and let me have just some broth, which is enough to like fill me up, or butter and hot water. But I think once we get past like the pining, it's like, okay, for whatever it is you've given up for Lent, if you pined for Jesus half as much as you pine for that chocolate, you'd be a saint by now. Right? Like that, me especially. Like I've always had a sweet tooth, and every Lent I give up sweets, and it's really good. It's really good for me to desire it and then give that over. And oh, happy Mother's Day. Yes, it's Mother's Day. I believe in Ireland and England. Happy Mother's Day. Yes. Um, yes, yeah. So those of you that are, I think it's harder in North America, to be honest. So someone on here is saying that it's easier in Brazil. Also, um, there's less modern distractions, which is good. So I think it's good to unplug things. So we try to unplug like the internet on Sundays, and it's like we're just not going to use it. Um, I just ordered a timer actually because I want to be better at night, especially because Matt's not here right now. Like lately, it's Hallow that like I listen to as I'm going to bed. So like who Jonathan Rumi. I'm trying to remember who all. So this week, Mark Hart, Jonathan Rumi, Sister Miriam, um, who else? Someone else. Oh, Sarah Swafford all read me to sleep, which I really appreciate. Guys, thank you so much. So I'm playing Hallow as I go to bed. I'm just. It's funny. Those of you that have been married for a while, like when I first got married, I struggled sleeping with someone else in my bed. I'm like, this is just weird. But then we've been married for, oh gosh, like 17 years, I think. I don't know. It's been a while. Shh, don't tell Matt. I forgot. I think it's been like 17 years, and I have a hard time going to sleep when he's not there. So listening to like and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about distractions of like just checking emails or looking at photos or playing games or watching videos. It's like, okay, let's really take Sunday to rest and let's turn all that off. Let's pull out a journal and write and sit in beauty and nature and just be with the Lord and truly take it as a day of rest. I'm trying to better take it as a day of rest. And then also for my kids to like I've gone back and forth. I know some people are like, yeah, whatever you gave up for Lent, you can have on Sundays. And other people are like, no, definitely not. And it's like, happy Sunday. Like, let's rejoice. I got I bought chocolate milk for my kids for this morning because I'm like, hey, it's Sunday, have it. And then my daughter who hurt herself gave up gluten and dairy. So I got her a croissant and like a roll thing with cheese. And it's like, hey, celebrate. It's Sunday. Praise the Lord. Like, let's rejoice today. Yeah. So depending on where you are in the world, it's easier or less easy. But I want to be mindful of taking today to rest and not just, I don't know. I can get in the mindset that I want to get everything ready to like set myself up for success for the week. So I want to clean, I want to organize. And it's like here on Saturdays, we're all aware and we're like, oh, it's Saturday. We better go to Spar and get eggs and whatever we want to eat tomorrow, like enough milk because we will run out because we can't go to the store on Sunday, and so it's good we prepare for it. And I want to bring this home with us. I want to be more mindful on Saturdays of like setting ourselves up for success on Sunday, and better prepare so we can actually take Sunday as a day of rest. So yeah, that is what I'm doing right now in Lent. How are you doing at Lent? Write in the comments. Are you doing well? Is it something that you've are really crushing it, or have you been struggling? Because yeah, I go carnivore for life. Okay, yeah. So I have been pretty much. So the thing that I have a hard time with the carnivore is sometimes I do get bored in the food and I want to like bring something else in. So I'm trying. So for Lent, I've given up dairy like for weekdays, and then I allow myself to have it on Sunday, and that's been helpful because I'm still carnivore, but I'll like. I don't know, like if I'm celebrating something, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have that raw cheese, or I'm gonna have that sheep milk has been my thing lately, that I just froth a little and put it in my coffee, and it's so nice. So my coffee this morning was so good and so just delicious and special treat, because I did the brown butter bites with the coffee, and then sheet milk on top, and then some Elementi chocolate caramels, like sprinkled on top, and it was so delicious and amazing. Yeah, my body does feel good, and I want to keep it feeling good. And I've tried things where it's flared up here. I've tried, so I had dry aged beef, and I reacted really horribly to it. And then I've also like brought dairy back in, and I think I had too much, and I reacted really horribly. I had a very humbling experience. So there's a language barrier, right? Like people here, it's German, and I had to get an ask the pharmacist for an enema so I could like clear out. I could tell I was just like kind of backed up, and so it was very humbling to try to explain that. But praise God, humility, right? Like it keeps us humble when we have health stuff or GI stuff. And they didn't understand GI, and I was like, gastrointestinal, stomach. I'm like, colon blockage, like. Yeah, it was very funny and humbling. Hey, congratulations. You lost 19 pounds since you started Carnivore. Oh, good. And you started because of the podcast. That's great. Yeah, praise God. Hi from Poland. Yay. I loved Poland. Poland was so amazing and beautiful. Yeah, it's really, just, yeah, I loved it. We're going to be starting to tour more of Europe, if you will. Matt feels really called to speak on hope. And so he's going to be giving, so he's still in Steubenville recording. So he'll get home, I think a week from today, he'll be home. And then the week after he gets back, we'll go to Ireland, and he'll speak in Belfast and Dublin. And then the week after, we'll go to Romania, and he'll be speaking, I believe it's Transylvania that he'll be speaking in. And then after Romania, we have Slovakia, Slovenia, I think Switzerland. I'm trying to remember where else. I'm going to get a list together and let you know all the places. Hello from Australia. So fun. I love hearing the bells. Look here, I'll show you. Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Oh, I love it. Praise you, Jesus. How are the kids doing? My kids are doing great. They're loving it here. Thank you for asking. They're absolutely loving it. There's a handful of other families here, some of which are from home. So 2 of our neighbors, so my 14-year-old, her 2 best friends are here, and they both live on our street at home. So she's like loving it. All of my kids are loving it. It's very much, yeah, Austria is like really, really safe and really pro-family. So like we have a favorite thrift store in Scheibs, the next town over, and we've been a few times. They don't have a public bathroom, but every time one of my younger kids need to go to the bathroom, and they always let them, like, oh, of course, for the child. And they're just really good to kids. We went to a zoo. The oldest zoo in the world is in Vienna, and we went, and they were closing, and they sell raw goat milk, sheep milk, and cow milk in this place, and they had like honey candies and cookies and all this stuff, and they were like, no, we're closed. And this one woman said, but my child just wants one of your cookies. And they're like, well, for the child we must let her in. And it's just really beautiful. They like, I don't know, are really pro children, and like reopened the store, and same with us, they let us buy stuff, and it was just because of the kids. And like an adult came and like, no, we are closed. Like, it is strict to them, but like for kids, we understand. So we're like, I don't know how far it is, but it's like right down the road, is a Spar, grocery store. They all know the kids by names. Even my 8-year-old will go by himself to the grocery store and buy things, and everyone's so sweet. It took me a long time to like let him, and I'm like, no, you can't go by yourself as long as we like use the buddy system. And yeah, it's just there's a freedom. So like the kids, there's something called the fun court, and they're there every day, and there's probably like 20 kids playing games, and they range in age from probably 4 to 14 or 15, and they just get along great, and they figure things out themselves, and they work on it, and they're, yeah, being creative, playing all sorts of games, and it's wonderful. Like, it's very, yeah, it's organic. It's very, kids being kids, you know, and having the freedom to walk places. And yeah, it's lovely. It's really good going on hikes. And at the grocery store you can return glass bottles, so that's my 8-year-old's new favorite thing to do. He collects glass bottles from other people and returns them and gets like anywhere from like 5 cents to 25 cents, depending on the size of the glass bottle. And he's so excited and absolutely loves it. Hey, your sister's studying in Austria. Yes, I'm with her then. I'm not with her like right now. She's not like beside me. But yes, this is your sister's dorms. One of those little windows popping out in the distance. Yes, we are in Gaming, which is the Franciscan campus. So we're with all the university students. So yeah, we are here with her. You can invite her. I'm doing a Live Among the Lilies this week on, I think it's Wednesday night, with a beautiful Franciscan sister, Sister Isabel. And pray for it, please. It's going to be so beautiful. Yeah, it's going to be amazing and wonderful. And yeah, pray for it. It'll be good. It'll be for all the women. So tell your sister she should come. And yeah, these students are lovely. I really enjoyed getting to know them. I went on pilgrimage with them to Poland. And yeah, it was amazing. So yeah, praise God. It's such a gift being here. Thank you. Carnivore is going well now here. It was hard in the beginning. So what I learned was, so the grocery store here in town is just small, and the cuts of meat were all pretty lean, and I needed more fat. So I got sick when we first got here and I wasn't feeling well, but I wasn't eating enough fat. And so a lovely friend here put me in touch with a butcher, and I started just getting ribeyes from him. And then we ended up buying a half a cow, and I'm loving it. The only thing is I'm not sure the cuts of meat, because they're all like bagged, and you can't tell looking on them because it's different, because it's from so I have ribs today and I was like, these don't look like ribs. Why don't they look like ribs? Because they're English cut ribs is what I think they're called. And so I just covered them in salt, put them in the fridge, and then I'll figure it out when I get back. Like, I need to cook them different than the way I was cooking them. And then there's like a layer of skin I need to pull off on some things, or not skin, I don't know what it is, but it's like this thick, tough layer. In the beginning I was like, oh, it's fat, this is great, I can eat it. And then I'm like, why is it like rubber once I cook it? So I'm learning, but it's really great. It's wonderful. And the ground beef, like ground mince or ground beef, like doesn't do justice to what this meat is that I'm eating. This meat is amazing and delicious. And it's because the butcher like invited us in and literally just like took all these chunks, put it in this machine, and it came out, and you could see white and red coming out. So it was like the fat and the meat. And I guess the longer meat is out, there's more histamines in it. And so I do really good with really, really love, oh my goodness, so many comments. Yes, so with the bones, great question. So with the bones, I've mainly been doing bone broth, but some of the bones he cut for me have like the marrow in it, and I will bake them or do the bones in the air fryer and then eat the bone marrow out of it, and it's delicious. Palestine or Israel. Here's the thing, I'm really pro all people, and I am anti-war and anti-killing. So whoever keeps asking that, yeah, I don't know why you're asking or what you're, yeah, I am praying for sure. And yeah, and it breaks my heart. I don't like war. I don't like war. I don't like discrimination. I don't like all these common things, right? That all of us should be anti, and just, yeah, I am pro. I am, okay. I'm just gonna ignore this person. I don't even know what's going on here. So I haven't read all the comments, but I'm seeing some. I'm just gonna ignore them. Okay, sounds incredible. Okay, yeah, so here's the thing. So I know that meat can be expensive, but they say that you can do it really cheap. So you can, like, in theory, you can do carnivore and buy like the cheapest butter, the cheapest beef, and just eat lots of it, and you're okay. Here I've been doing burger patties, just the meat patties from McDonald's, and I do great on that. I got beef here. It was really, like, by buying, I know it sounds crazy buying like half a cow or a fourth of a cow, but I got it so much cheaper by doing that. So I want to say it was under $3 a pound. Like, it was under $3 a pound for all the meat I got, and then he gave me the bones for free. So it was really, really affordable, like the price that I paid. I did it in kilograms, so I don't remember exactly what it was per kilogram. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like €4.50 maybe a kilogram, something like that. So it ended up being a lot more affordable. And then when that's all that you're eating, and then for me, I was on a lot of prescription medication and I was on a lot of vitamins, which I'm not taking anymore. So that helps a lot. Um, so another thing that I'm loving is I got like the leftover cuts of fat that the butcher like normally just discards, and I asked for that, and he also gave that to me for free. And I chop it really small and I put it in the air fryer, and it's delicious. I love it. Michaela Peterson calls it crunchy bits, and the leftover meat that I have, some of it has beef on it too. So some's just beef, some's just fat, and it's absolutely delicious and amazing. Yeah, you can all just move to Austria. No, actually, I found carnivore was easier in the States until I found the cow. Cuts of meat I found much easier in the States. Costco. I would buy, they weren't cheap steaks, but I would buy like a big thing at Costco, chop it up, or slow cook it, and have it last over multiple, and then eggs. So in the States, good eggs are more expensive. Here, good eggs are really cheap. And so that's another thing. So like on Friday, as I said, Fridays in Lent, I'm trying not to do meat. I'm trying to just do bone broth, which I guess you can argue whether that's meat or not. But for me, I had a lot of peace with just having it, because I'm like, technically I'm drinking water that's been had bones soaking in it for a long period of time, but there's not like chunks of meat or anything in it. So I've been doing that, but I listened to my body. So like the other day, I just was like, I really want eggs and butter. So I made like 10 eggs. So 10 eggs I scrambled, and probably 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter with 10 eggs. I scrambled it up. I ate it. I felt great. So I had that and then broth all day. So I think you've got to learn. You got to learn just to listen to your body. Hey, Matt, how are you, honey? I'm assuming it's you, because if that was Thursday, he probably wouldn't say, hey, beautiful. But I miss you. It's good to see you, Matt. Yay. Yes. Okay. So the quality of beef and produce here is much better. Yes. Um, oh, Mariah, are you Mariah from Slovenia? Are you the one that I was talking to? I think you are. I can't tell. The little photos are just so little. I would love to get together when we come to Slovenia. I think it's maybe April 11th through 13th that we're going to be there. Guys, I feel really bad about this. I did not know, and I feel bad even just admitting it, but my European geography is not that great. And I didn't know Slovenia was its own country. I thought someone wrote to me from Slovenia and someone from Slovakia at the same time. And in fairness to me, I was on a bus for like many, many hours on a pilgrimage in Poland. So my brain wasn't working that well anyhow. But I thought I was communicating to the same country, but they're different countries. Yay, Slovenia. I'm so excited to see Slovenia. There is Lake Bleed, I think it's called. That looks so beautiful. And yeah, anyhow, I'm super excited. I'm so excited for all the just all the traveling we have. I don't know if we're coming to England. England's one of the few places we haven't been booked yet. I think we're going to run out of time, to be honest. I think that we're definitely running out of time, because the most convenient time for us to travel is over the weekends, and we're pretty much booked almost every weekend that we have free. But day trip. So yeah, we're going to Croatia. We're going to Romania. Where else? Norway? Was Norway booked? I don't know. I've communicated with so many people, and I want to make it all happen. It's hard to make it all happen. And but I'm excited. I'm excited to just travel and see. And Matt has this amazing talk he's written on hope, and I think it'll be really good. And just hope for the European church, for the church everywhere. And yeah, I think it'll be really, really good. And he's going to have confessions available and a beautiful icon he's going to bring. And I'm excited to travel and see. It's funny. Like, a part of me is like, I'm in Europe. I want to travel and see the world. And I love being here. And like, homeschooling the kids has been really, really great. because we're actually like listening to and learning things like the siege of Vienna, and then we like actually could see like this is where it happened. These are the city walls. This is it's just such a gift. But I'm also just trying to be present here, and most of the time the kids enjoy just being here and want to stay put. And there's something really beautiful about just being here. So this Carthusian monastery is from the 1300s. Let me know if you want a tour. I want to tour this place, and I have a couple friends that can give me a tour, and I can videotape it if you guys want it. Write it in the comments below if you want me to give you a tour of here. I also have a couple friends whose kids have done Galming, have done the semester abroad with Franciscan, and so they've been here, and they're like, oh, it's so neat to see it from like my perspective, where my friends are like closer to my age, but they love just like seeing the background and different things where their kids didn't necessarily show them. If you want a tour, write it in the comments below, and I will ask, because I won't do it justice. So anyhow, I think it's from the 1300s. I don't know enough of it. I haven't seen all of it, but I will ask my friend to give me a tour, and I can film it for you guys. And happy Mother's Day. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful ladies in the UK and wherever else they're I was just thinking, do I need to call my mother-in-law? But I don't think so. Father's Day, they celebrate differently than us, I think. Anyone from Australia, please let me know in the comments. But I think Mother's Day, they do the same as us. It's always confusing, depending on what country we live in. I forget who celebrates Mother's Day and Father's Day according to what calendar. Yeah. So anyhow, I should go because it's been like 30 minutes. But the air is amazing here. It's like super, I don't know, super fresh, super clean. Everything's clean here. So our trash system is pretty detailed, and you have to separate like plastics and have them clean, and paper and glass, and then glass by the color. And then we have compost too, which I think is great. I feel like if we did compost, so it takes a lot of time and energy to get the trash system down, but I think that's part of why like the country is just so clean. Oh, here goes the bell again. The country is just so clean. I went out to a lake yesterday that was so beautiful. It was crystal clear water and just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. And everything's very clean. And there's times where you like I think yesterday I walked out and I was like, "Ooh, I smell manure." I think their soil is just so much richer. I watched an interview with the doctor the other day talking about how we all need iodine in our diet, especially as women, but it's because our soil is so depleted of minerals. And that's another thing that I'm loving here is the mineral water. It is amazing and delicious, and it smells very fresh and clean here. I'm also kind of in the middle of nowhere, so like there's no but you know what, actually even in Vienna the air seems very clean and very I think it's very clean and not a lot of pollutants and chemicals. Like I'm walking around barefoot in this grass, and I think this grass like the dirt is like still mineral rich here. And the water, like it looks fake. It's so clear and clean and fresh and gorgeous. So yes, I agree with that comment about farming and animal welfare so the animals here, like you see the cows, you see sheep, you see them in the fields, and they just have a better way of life. And you don't have 1,000 of them. And like I used to live in North Georgia, and at Tyson, I mean, there's other companies as well, but they had farms there, and it was horrible. It smelled like death. It looked like death. You'd see these chickens that just looked so ill, and you'd see like hundreds of them on the back of a truck, and they like barely had feathers, and their feet, like they were just, they looked deformed. It was really sad. And that's when I no longer ate regular chicken. And same with eggs. I'm like, I won't have normal eggs, and I won't have like I have normal eggs. What I eat is normal eggs, but that's when I started buying eggs from farmers and chicken too. Or I'd buy organic from the store because I'm like, this is not chicken. Like, this is not, like, they are sick. And yeah, I don't want to eat sick animals that are full of antibiotics and other things. So yeah, no, I feel like it's a lot safer. Yeah, it's a lot safer to go, yay, enjoy church, pray for us. Um, yeah, the people here are very, very friendly. The saying that you say when you walk by people is "Grüß Gott," which is hi. It's like a hello and also God be with you, which is nice. Everyone looks each other in the eye. So like you walk down the street, and old people, like really old people out walking, and they have like their little walking sticks, which I love. But I don't know, like people way older than I would see in the States. Like in the States, I wouldn't see older people just going for walks. Or if they are, they're inside, they're in a mall. Where here, like the streets are always full of people, like sidewalks are always full of people walking, and you see the same people. There's like this cute little old man, and he has like almost crutches that he walks with every day, and we always smile, and he looks me in the eye and says "Grüß Gott," and I do the same, or "Hello," and yeah, they're just friendly, and like people have time to talk to you. I don't know German, so they're not having big conversations with me, but yeah, it's like an outing. So yeah, like when you go to the grocery store, you say hi to a friend, and yeah, it just seems more human. That's what we keep saying. Both Matt and I keep commenting. It just seems more human here. I'm in Gaming, Austria, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hours from Vienna. And I'm at something called the Kartauza, which is a old Carthusian monastery. And I told people if you want a tour, write it in the notes below, and I'll ask my friend to give me a tour, and I will film it for you guys to see. But anyhow, yes, it is wonderful and amazing. So I hope you all have a lovely day. I've been away for my kids for too long now, so because I was praying before. So I'm going to go do my Chaplet of Divine Mercy and check on my kids. I love you all. I will be praying for you. And yeah, I also wanted to say, yes, so I'm interviewing some people from here. So you'll see more podcast episodes popping up soon. And yes, you will, yeah, they're beautiful, amazing, lovely women. And so stay tuned. More episodes are coming up. Thank you for your patience with me while I've been away. But I think this will go well. And if it does go well, I'll keep recording more and get more episodes up for y'all. So thank you so much. God bless. Have a lovely day. Happy Sunday. All right. Bye, everyone.